Hey there YouTube, this is Vargas XX78 with another Tales from the Vargas Vault, Christmas edition. I'm definitely going to upload this video right before Christmas, so I'm going to do it on Christmas Eve. So, to everyone out there, I wish you a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, a Happy Hanukkah, a Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate on this season. I hope you have the best, and you have the best time with your family, with your friends. I hope you spend the most time that you can with them, appreciate them, because you never know how long we're going to have them near us. But whatever you do this Christmas, I hope you have the best of time, and I hope you have a lot of fun. For me personally, I wanted to share with you guys my top 5 favorite movies to watch during the Christmas season. Much like I did with Halloween a few months back, it's a tradition of mine to watch, movies that stand out for me during Christmas. And I wanted to share my top 5 with you. I would like to make some honorable mentions. Because of time I can only do a top 5, but if I were to do a top 10, these would definitely be on the list. So the first one I want to mention is A Charlie Brown Christmas. That is like, if they pass it on TV, I never miss that movie. It's a nice holiday special. Obviously, it's just shy of making my top 5, but I still like to watch that one, so that one's really good, just, again, shy of greatness for me. And the other one is, that would be my number 6, actually, is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, starring Chevy Chase. That movie is freaking funny to watch during the Christmas season. Chevy Chase really is, or really was funny during the 80s and so on, but that movie is just really, really funny. I love it when he's trying to, put his Christmas lights and he can't get the things to work. And then, he's trying and trying and trying, he can't make the things work, and then all of a sudden his wife kind of flips a switch on the basement or something, and then the whole lights turn on, and it's like this, he puts so much light in there, it like drains the light out of the neighborhood, and everyone's like, it's too bright, it's too bright. But that movie is freaking awesome. That would definitely be my number 6 favorite movie. But, again, just shy of greatness in my case, because there are 5 movies that, in my opinion, throw that out of the water. So, let's start with number 5. I don't have the single disc, but it does come included in the Simpsons complete first season box set. And that's the Simpsons Christmas. That, as a Simpsons fan, because I've always said I love the Simpsons. You would think that would, score higher on my list, but, it does make my top 5 because it's the very first half-hour show that the Simpsons did on primetime. It's actually the first episode that started this 22-year season streak. It's a really good Christmas episode, but the thing that holds it back is the animation is not that great. Charlie Brown has, pretty old animation, but The Simpsons doesn't look good, and the voices weren't quite old there yet. The animators were still trying to work the kinks out, and so were the voice actors, but that's the only reason it stays at number 5, because, it doesn't hold up that good. But, as a Simpsons fan, I still love that episode. It's just, again, just shy of being one of my favorite ones to watch, but still really good, Christmas special to watch during this Christmas season. My number 4 favorite movie to watch is actually a movie that I've found myself defending most of the times, because when I mention it, a lot of people say, that's not a Christmas movie. What the hell are you talking about? But I have always considered it a Christmas movie because it takes place during Christmas, and there's Christmas songs sprinkled around the movie. So my number 4 favorite movie to watch on Christmas time is Die Hard, starring Bruce Willis and the guy that played Severus Snape in the Harry Potter movies. I forget his name. But just a really, really good movie. I mean, as an action movie, it kicks ass. I always thought John McClane was a more human character because he gets put through the ringer in this movie. He gets bruised, cut, he gets shot at, his feet are all messed up because of the glass. So, most action heroes, like, they eat bullets for breakfast, but John McClane in this one I always thought was more human. And like I said, it takes place during Christmas. McClane is visiting his wife, in this skyscraper, for a Christmas party. Then Hans crashes the party to steal, something from the vault, and John McClane has to stop them. At the end of the movie, it's raining, paper, and they play Let It Snow. So I've always considered this a Christmas movie, and it's a badass Christmas movie. So yeah, this is number 4. Number 3, it's actually a series of movies. My number 3 favorite thing to watch in Christmas is actually anything done by Rankin Bass. So, it could be Santa Claus Coming to Town, The Little Drummer Boy, The Year Without Santa Claus, Rudolph's Shiny New Year, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman. The list goes on and on. They made a whole bunch of these. And I've always respected the fact that these movies were made with stop motion. They had to take the little puppets and they had to, move them into a position, then, take a frame, then move them a little bit, so take a frame, and so on, so it would, look like they were moving. And I always respected the hell out of these, because it must have been, really, really hard to film these things. So anytime I watch them on TV, or, now that I have the DVDs, I watch those, because they are badass. You gotta respect the work that went into these babies. My personal favorites, of course, will be Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, because that's the first one I saw of these, and I was blown away by the stop motion. But another really good one is The Little Drummer Boy. I've never seen this on TV anymore. I only watch because I have the DVD. But basically, it's about the story of this farm boy who gets a drum on Christmas, and because it's a gift of love, he plays it, and he plays the most beautiful music, and all the animals respond to it. But his family gets killed, and he develops this hate towards humans. Now, if this was done nowadays, they would say oh, the drummer boy has differences with humans, or he dislikes humans. But no, this one says he flat out hates humans. He hates them, and he's a nomad that lives with the animals. And I always thought that was interesting. That story, I don't think in that way would work nowadays, but I always liked this one. Even though the animation is kind of crude, nothing compared to Rudolph, I always liked that, The Little Drummer Boy. So, yeah, anything by Rankin Bass, it's a must-watch during Christmas, because, like I said, I love that stop-motion animation. My number 2 is actually my favorite animated Christmas movie of all time. I mean, this is the one that beats anything by Rankin Bass, beats Charlie Brown, beats The Simpsons, and I've said I'm a hardcore Simpsons fan. But this is the one movie, animated movie, that I can't go any Christmas without watching. I have to watch this on TV, on DVD, doesn't matter, on the internet, don't care. I have to watch this movie, and that movie is Dr. Seuss' How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Love this movie. I love the character of the Grinch. I mean, this is narrated, and the Grinch himself is voiced by Boris Karloff. He did Frankenstein. He did a whole bunch of Universal horror movies, and I always thought it was really cool to hear him narrate the Grinch. And the animation is done by Chuck Jones, who did a bunch of hilarious Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry's. So the timing and the pacing in this is top notch. The animation is freaking awesome in this. I love when the Grinch is evil, how he has this evil smile as he's planning on ruining Christmas for the Who's. And then when he learns the meaning and the value of Christmas, his face just totally changes. Even his eye color changes. I love how everything is in rhyme. I love how the people act in Christmas time. I love the explanation on why the Grinch is so evil, because his shoes are too tight, or his heart is 2 sizes too small. I just really, really love the Grinch as a character. I love the animation. So this is by far my favorite animated thing to watch on Christmas. It just every time I watch it, it brings a smile to my face, and it just sends me right back to when I was a kid and the first time I watched this thing. Freaking awesome. But what could possibly top the Grinch, you might ask yourself. And it's actually a story that's been done a bunch of times. Anyone knows the story of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. It's been done by the Muppets. It's been done by, I think the Smurfs did an episode. The Flintstones did an episode. There's a Christmas Carol with Bill Murray. There's a Christmas Carol with Patrick Stewart. I always thought it was weird watching Jean-Luc Picard play the Scrooge. There's just a bunch of versions of A Christmas Carol, but my number one movie to watch is Christmas Carol, but the George C. Scott version that came in 1984. In my opinion, the best Scrooge of all time. Uncle Scrooge, Scrooge McDuck comes a close second for me, then followed by Bill Murray. But if anyone has captured the spirit of Scrooge, it's George C. Scott. He is a badass Scrooge. I mean, you can tell this guy. This Scrooge is just a mean little man, a miser, and he generally hates Christmas and hates people in general. But then they explain why Scrooge hates Christmas and hates people, and you end up feeling bad for Scrooge. This version is also awesome because of the costumes. The costumes are freaking awesome. The set design, the set pieces, everything about this movie is so freaking epic. I get so excited about this movie because when I watch it, I get reminded, just like with the Grinch, I get reminded what Christmas is all about. And it is also a nice human story. Life could treat you really badly, and you could become bitter and mean towards people. But then, something can happen to you, and you can change your life around. Scrooge was gonna die a hated, lonely man, and because of his visit by the three ghosts, he can change his life around. He could embrace the spirit of Christmas and try to help people instead of just not caring, and just all of that. I love the Christmas Carol. This is like my most uplifting movie to watch on Christmas. Every time I feel down during Christmas time, because Christmas time is crushingly depressing sometimes, I watch this movie and then I have a whole new outlook in life. So this is definitely a really, really awesome movie, and it's my favorite movie to watch in Christmas, the George C. Scott version. If you haven't seen it, you can find it anywhere. Any store has it for like $5, or they pass it. It's kind of hard to find this version, but you can watch it on TV if they pass it on cable. But definitely give this one a watch. Like I said, I always mention this movie during Christmas time, and not a lot of people have seen this version. Some of them have, some of them don't. They remember the Disney one. But definitely an awesome, awesome movie to watch in Christmas. Definitely recommend it. Yeah, definitely a really good movie. But those were my top 5 movies. The movies that have become tradition, and when I have my own family someday, the movies I'll share with my kids, because they really are just a timeless gems that people can watch over and over again. So that was my top 5. I hope you liked it. Again, to all out there, Merry Christmas, and to all a good night. This is Vargas XX78 signing off.